Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy, and this is my first chew review. Now, I'm not going to be as organized with the chew reviews as I am with the dip reviews, and I'm sort of doing that on purpose. The chew reviews will be slid into the line of videos whenever I experience a pause in product. For instance, I'm working my way through series 1 straight long cut, and I am now in a pause waiting for the rest of that series to come by mail. Okay, so I ran out today and I picked up this. This is your fairly standard 3-ounce net weight bag of loose leaf chewing tobacco. All right, and this is the granddaddy of them all, Redman original. All right, so what you have is 3-ounce foil bag, foil on the inside. All right, to keep the product fresh. Up here is basically, this bag has a Ziploc on it, and this is just the brand of that Ziploc. All right, net weight over here. The website, redman.com, right there. All right, your warning label. Both sides are basically the same. Okay, I got my head all the way down here. If you can see me moving around because I'm trying to see the packaging myself. All right, this is just a flap over. All right, there is up here or right there, depending which way you want to look at it, a date code. Again, go over to Berg's Dip Reviews. I am sure he explains it. All right, and he can be found under my featured channels on my homepage. All right, so both sides of the package are basically the same. Both have the warning label. Then the bottom has the barcode and manufacturer's information. All right, sale only allowed in US, etc. so forth. This is made by the Pinkerton Tobacco Company of Owensboro, Kentucky. And they are a holding, as I said in yesterday's video, of Swedish Match. All right. So now this is the second take. So I actually popped the glue buttons, but inside one of these packs, you will open up the flap, and then there will be a number of glue buttons. And there's one right there, and there. And there's another one. There'll be a number of them, and then inside there'll be a Ziploc. All right, and you can see where a bit of leaf got caught in the Ziploc when they were sealing this package up at the factory. All right, so you want to. Wow, this is. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to try to get you a shot of the content there. It's loose leaf chewing tobacco. It's basically long shredded tobacco leaves. It's long shreds of leaf. All right. Now people say Redman Original is the unsweetened version. Really, that's not true. Regular original chewing tobaccos are sweetened. Believe me, if you run into one that isn't, you will know. Okay? Example of one that isn't is Havana Blossom by National Tobacco Company, the people that make Stokers. Yeah. Okay. So Redman Original is sweetened. It's just that the sweetened version, which is Redman Golden Blend, is even more sweetened. Okay, it's varying degrees of sweetened. And you will realize that the moment that you pick up a non-sweetened chew. And you will probably reel back in horror, but I actually sort of like them, but that'll be another video. Anyway, so what you have here is longer shreds of tobacco, okay? Originally, I believe, oh, wow, really? Look at me, bull in the china shop. Originally, I believe loose leaf were the cut ends when they were making plug chewing tobacco. Plug being the bricks that you bite or cut off a piece. I believe originally loose leaf chewing tobacco was the tobacco companies trying to use up cut scraps, basically. Through the years, they improved and started making a completely separate product because the cut scraps were heavy on end cuts, which would have stems. Through the years, they began making a completely separate product by itself on its own that was loose leaf chewing tobacco. But originally, this would have been the leftovers from a plug cake. That is my understanding of it. If I have that wrong, leave a comment below letting me know. Chewing tobacco is this stuff. I don't want to say sticky, but there are varying degrees of moisture levels in this stuff. Redman, I would say it's tacky. Okay, loose leaf chews from Stoker's can get literally sticky where you're holding your fingers and there is resin you have to wipe your hands off. This stuff, not so much. A lot of chews, and I believe Stoker's is included in that, they spray. They spray the molasses sugar water mixture onto the leaf. And I believe that's why Stoker's advertises a multi-pass. They are doing multiple passes with a sprayer. Redman, and I believe there's a few other, Redman themselves say they are the only ones, but I think there are a couple other brands still put the shredded tobacco through a slurry, okay? And I'm pretty sure I have that word right, okay? A slurry, all right? It's basically the molasses sugar mixture being poured from one container, possibly down a slide. I've never actually seen video footage of the process, or just straight out into another container and the leaf passes under that pouring of the mixture, all right? I'm gonna put a chew in. I love chew. I know this is probably a sight to behold, a guy in a tie and a blue blazer, number one, doing dip, but I mean, chewing tobacco, that doesn't happen every day outside of my house. Anyway, I'm going to put one in and I'm going to hit the pause button. I'm already very familiar with this, so I'm not going to be going long and you're not going to know the difference anyway. But I I put the stuff in my mouth like, sort of like I'd be eating it. I mean, I'm not eating it. I placed it in the cheek afterwards, but I'm not trying to get it actually into my cheek. Not the most graceful process. I'm not going to put a lot in for the sake of being able to talk. I am going to snap that Ziploc, wipe my hands off in my designated moist towel. I'm placing it right now. It's sitting farther back in the cheek. Okay. Mine is usually placed between the cheek and the lower gum line. I have seen quite a few people carry it up top. Doesn't really matter. I'll be back in a moment. And I am back. And whenever I come back, you'll see me looking down because I'm trying to see if the clock is actually started. So, this is the original chew. I mean, if you want to know what chewing tobacco is and what it's like, go back to the historical source, okay? And I'm not talking about Indians on an island off of Venezuela, which is where Christopher Columbus first came in contact with it. But Redman has been around a long time. The recipe for this was made up in the late 1870s to 1880s. I'm not quite sure. Redman was released in the Midwest. A lot of people think this is like an, oh, it's from Appalachia, like all other chewing tobacco. It is not. It was in the Midwest, northern Midwest, actually. Southern Indiana or Illinois, I'm not quite sure which offhand. I didn't take a lot of notes for this review, to tell you the truth. I should have, though. In early 1950s, it got released to an additional 13 southern states on the basically eastern seaboard. And then in 1964, Redman went national. It became a national product. So it has a long history. It's 114 years old at this point. It's good. It's not overly sweet. The pouch note. Every chew review you are ever going to watch is going to be some kid going, it smells like raisins. Yeah, well, you know what? That's what molasses sort of smells like, okay? It doesn't really smell like raisins. It smells like molasses, which is like the number 2 ingredient in chewing tobacco after tobacco. So, if you don't like molasses or raisins, then maybe this isn't for you. The pouch is resealable. It seals pretty tight. This stuff, really, it lasts a long time in the pouch. I mean, I've opened up stuff I've forgotten about probably months later, and it seems to be fine. Nicotine level is low, okay? It's real low. Not so much the nicotine level, but the free nicotine level is very low. It's only like, I think it's like 0.08, whereas, let's say, Kodiak Wintergreen Dip is well over 6. Okay, so the nicotine level's low. I find, though, that if I put a chew in after another every half hour or so, it relieves any cravings I have. Consistency is fairly firm. It stays together. I mean, imagine a very, very fat and long cut in your cheek. It stays together. It's pretty soft on the gum, pretty soft on the cheek. I mean, you really have to be going through a lot of this stuff all day long, every day, before you start getting any gum irritation or anything like that. Redman has very few stems. Now, if you get some stuff with stems in it, cheaper brand, then you might start getting a little bit of irritation right where the gum line meets your teeth. And you might start getting poked in the cheek as well. But flavor profile, it's sweet. It's a reserved sweet. It's not like, the Redman Gold Blend is the sweetened version, and that is much more sweet, and I will be reviewing that soon. I like chew. I like it a lot. There is drawbacks to it, though. There is a lot of saliva byproduct. Okay, so in certain settings, this is not what you want. Okay. I'm used to chew, so I am not spitting, every 3 or 4 words. Some people, you will see reviews where they're just nonstop. Yeah. I don't want to call them amateurs by any means, but there is a way to control it, and I think it has to do with breathing through your mouth. It keeps it at a drier level. That is not science, though. That is just my opinion, sort of a theory. Anyway, this has been the Redman loose leaf chewing tobacco review. This is my first chew review. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I am looking to, get a not thousands of people, but I am looking to get a good core group early on. I realize the channel doesn't have a lot of content yet, and I realize a lot of the stuff that has been reviewed, everybody's familiar with. I realize that. It's just my long-term plan for this has to play out this way. Anyway, I thank you for watching. I am the Suit&Tie Dip and Chew Guy, and this has been the Redman Original Chew Review. Thank you for watching. Do take care, and God bless.